We're inside a doorway.
Oh, I'm live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to KeyBank Center in downtown Buffalo, New York. WNYathletics.com is proud to bring you the 2019 Bowman Cup. This is Frank Wolf alongside Timmy Morozek and Mark Johnson, who will be bringing you the call of game number 2 from the KeyBank Center. Josh Pullman behind the camera tonight. I'll be producing this broadcast. This is the Scotty Bowman Cup. We had just saw the Rochester contingent of junior high school players beat the Buffalo junior team made up of Western New York Federation players. They went down 4-2. They went down 4-2 in game 1. And we're getting ready for game 2 today. They're bringing the players on the ice, and I'll tell you who they are in just a second. For Rochester, from Pennsfield, Jake Schlifke, number 4. Grant Dowler from Brighton. Hayden Feck from Pittsburgh. Spencer Nusatelli from Webster Thomas. Connor Stewie, Pennsfield. Charlie Merkley, McQuaid. Lucas Miller from Victor. Nicholas Sierra from Aquinas. Zach Lee, McQuaid. Zach Quinton, Pittsburgh. TJ Cannonese, Rush Henrietta. Jacob Metlock from Hilton. On defense for Rochester, Connor Gelbert, Victor. Matt Kosh from Churchville, Chili. Brendan Hames, Pittsburgh. Bobby Bradley from Penfield. Tyler Phillips from Irondequoit. The goaltenders for tonight for Rochester, Cody Raju from Webster Thomas, Isaac Sweet, Geneseo, and Cameron Kuznar from Rush Henrietta. The coaches are from Victor, Michael Ferrari, Penfield, Nate Miller, and from Pittsburgh, Steve Daring. The Buffalo seniors for the Scotty Bowman Cup this year are Chase Chudowski from West Seneca West, Michael Velasquez, West Seneca West, Michael Barker from Kenmore West, Cam Crozier, Kenmore West, Johnny Glasgow from Bishop Timon, Zach Mecca, Orchard Park, William Redding from St. Joe's, Dylan Russo, Grand Island, Anthony Scoma from Lancaster, Chris Cacciatore from Niagara Wheatfield, Chuck Schmiedel, Starpoint, and Ethan Yoder from Kenmore West. On defense, it's Ryan Mitchell from Williamsville East, Zach Lewis, St. Francis, Connor Mentel from West Seneca East, Ryan Hahn from Kenmore East, Fergus Gold, Bishop Timon, Trevor Samplinsky from Grand Island are your defensive team for Buffalo seniors. In goal, Nathan Stroh from Grand Island, Jake Hutchinson, Hamburg, and Kyle Karaleski from St. Mary's. This team is coached by Kevin Millar of Lancaster, Don Prey, Grand Island, and Robert Roshek from Kenmore West. One player who is unavailable for this game is Josh Albert from Victor. He was unable. He had a previous commitment, so unfortunately he's not able to be here. A couple of players on that Buffalo senior team of note, Kyle Karaleski of St. Mary's, fantastic goaltender. Nathan Stroh, another real good one. Kevin Miller, the coach, this is his last game coaching for quite some time. He's going to take a leave of absence for a while to tend to his father, who's ailing, unfortunately. So our best thoughts out to Mr. Miller and the family tonight. Hopefully he gets better and makes a big turnaround. John Glasgow, Bishop Timon, had a great year, his senior year in the Monsignor Martin division. Zach Mecca of Orchard Park led his team all the way to the state semifinals for Section 6. Mike Barker and Ethan Yoder, Cam Crozier were the top line in Western New York this past year. And then Chase Chudowski, Mike Velasquez, what can you say about West Seneca West? They had a fantastic season. Chase Chudowski, one of the players of the year, first teamer right there. And, of course, Dylan Russo, Grand Island, had a heck of a season. Dylan Russo from Grand Island, Anthony Scoma, Lancaster. Chris Cacciatore of Niagara Wheatfield is actually related to Armand Cacciatore. So we got some good bloodlines out on the ice tonight. And, of course, did you guys happen to see Scotty Bowman walking these halls at all today? This is the Bowman Cup.
No, we have not. And it'd be a pleasure to see Scotty come on up here. But
maybe
you never know.
See if I can work some magic. I am told there's a suite here, and some of the coaches from the previous game have invited me up. They asked me if I was working tonight because I guess there's some refreshments of the alcoholic version up there. So maybe I'll go up after the final game. We'll have to see. But I expect to see a pretty good game here tonight between the Western New York Buffalo seniors and the Rochester seniors. A lot of talent out there. We saw Spencer Nusatelli at the semifinals. We also saw where's the goaltender there? Webster Thomas, Cody Rougeau. If you remember, they were here just a few weeks ago at the Harbor Center. And that's about it, really, of all these players that made it to the semifinals for one of the final 8 teams in the Class B and Class Class 1, Division 1, Division 2. Only a handful of players that are representing this year at the Bowman Cup. We should see a pretty good game, though. Gentlemen, what do you think?
Absolutely, Frank. I believe that, the history of this game showed that you've got a lot of guys that have been selected by NHL teams, and I guess most notably would be Phil Lane of Rochester, who was selected 52nd overall by the Phoenix Coyotes in the 2010 draft, and now he's making his way into Norway, playing for the Stavanger Oilers, making about $500,000 a year. So he'd probably be the most notable name out of all the group that has come through. But there's been about 4 or 5 other guys. Dennis Gilbert of St. Joe's is playing, drafted by the Blackhawks in 2015. Joe Ciccone of the Dallas Stars, 2015. Austin Zmansky of the Buffalo Sabres in 2016. And most recently, Jack Dugan, drafted by the Vegas Golden Knights in 2017. And Dugan's currently playing for Providence and ranked 3rd overall in the USHL in scoring with 66 points. So there's been some talent to come through here.
Scotty Bowman is making his way to the ice. He's being introduced. He's getting around pretty good.
He is, for an 85-year-old famous ex-coach who's done it all in hockey and seen it all, Frank.
I don't think he's going to hop the boards, though. But Scotty Bowman is getting direction from Ed Grodzinski as we speak. He's going to drop the ceremonial first puck.
Scotty Bowman, what can you say about Scotty, Tim? He's seen it and done it all. One of the greatest coaches of all time in NHL history, including my favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens, where he led the Habs to 5 Stanley Cup championships, each one more glorious than the last back in the day. And, of course, 3 with Detroit.
No question, the most recognized, decorated coach in the history of the game. And what a thrill to just have him at the arena. For these kids to be able to see this legend and be up close and personal with him, it's got to leave a lasting memory. And it makes these kids also have an appreciation of the past with the hockey. And Western New York's really been blessed to have him here for 15 years doing this Bowman Cup.
All right. National anthems, both Canadian and American. our Canadian and American national anthems here for the Bowman Cup. Scotty Bowman Cup and the Rochester seniors coming out from Section 5. And the Buffalo seniors, of course, here as well. It's going to be a great matchup. Mark Johnson here back with Timmy Morozak, Frank Wolf producing.
And I'd just like to say, Mark, before we get started, tremendous save by Frank Wolf during the anthem. The table almost took a major fall, and some quick thinking by Frank saved the day. And not only is he a tremendous producer, but quick hand at that.
All right, here we go.
All luck.
And on the draw, the puck goes back into the Rochester end. They'll go back after it. Miller puts it up along the boards. Buffalo dumps it right back out again. Spinning ahead is Yoder. Team Buffalo try to long rink side pass. Puck never came back out, and then finally it's poked back out to center ice. Team Buffalo trying to control his mental. Throws it back in. Taken by Hyams from Pittsburgh. He gets it out over the line. And once again, both teams scrambling here a little bit. The opening seconds of this Scotty Bowman Cup game, our second game of the evening. Puck flipped back in to Buffalo territory. Ryan Mitchell spins around. He lost it. Puck knocked out of the air. Mitchell takes another swipe at it. Couldn't do anything with it now. Miller shot it across the crease for Rochester. No one was there. Shot deflected, and now it's numbers for Team Buffalo, but they have the puck taken away from them at center ice. Stepping in. Czetkowski threw it back in behind the net. Koch is back there for Rochester. Number 24, Koch from Churchill Shiley. Lost it. Czetkowski put it out in front. Puck is still loose there, scrambling at it. And the goaltender made the save. Well, that's Kuznar in that, I believe. Nope, that's number 29. Excuse me. Rogier made the save there. And Nathan Stroll gets the start for Team Buffalo.
Well, you could see the size of Stroh, Mark. He's just a big presence behind the pipes, between the pipes. He's had a tremendous, year for Grand Island, and they've reached again historic mark for that team this year, and Stroh was a big part of that.
A tremendously talented goaltender, has great reactions. And as you mentioned, Timmy, he's a pretty tall kid. He stands large in the net for the Vikings for most of the year, and well-deserved all-star honor here tonight. On the draw now, Team Rochester is just going to try to throw it in finally. They drag it in, but it's going to be taken right away, and back comes Team Buffalo. Schmeil with it. He lost the puck back over Hilbert from Victor. Has it behind the net, number 8. He's just going to yank it up off the boards, try to flip it back out. Nothing doing there. It's taken away from Rochester by the Buffalo defenseman. And they'd come back in over the line, chasing back after it. Matlock got it back to the point. Spins it in the corner. Matlock throws it back out in front. There's a chance there. Oh, shot. I believe it hit the right post, I believe. And Stroh got lucky there, Tim.
Yeah, it absolutely looked like it hit the right post, and a bit of luck indeed for the Buffalo team early on here.
Puck shot in, and Stroh snagged it and hung on to it too long, so they're going to have to face it off here. 18:56 left in our opening 22-minute half. Once again, it's two 22-minute halves here.
Right now, the shots are 1-1, Buffalo and Rochester.
And the puck cleared out in front and then taken away. And hit the line with it. It's Redding from St. Joe's, and he's down there. The puck's still loose as they go down. We might have a glove-to-head pass there. Actually, I believe is going to be the call.
Well, Mark, they let the kids play in the first game with the juniors on the ice, and it looks like they're going to keep that theme going today. very slow whistle, and it's good for the game. You know, you get to see a little more rhythm to the game and let these kids freewheel a little bit.
And no score here with 18:44 remaining in this first half. And on the draw, it's taken out by Team Buffalo, shoveled back into the Rochester end. Puck came right out in front, and thinking there by one of the Rochester players. Aiden Feck goes skating after it, number 7 in the corner, and he's beaten out to it. And one of the Buffalo players is there as well. They scramble along the boards. Matthew Koch had it up all over his stick. Back out the center ice. Coming up with his Yotter, and he just threw it back into the Rochester zone. Both teams making some changes here. And the puck is shot back down in the Buffalo territory. Stroh's going to handle it back behind his own net, flips it around an open wing, no one there but a Rochester player. And finally, Buffalo, well, they still couldn't get it out. Some good forechecking here from Team Rochester. Push it around the opposite way. Crozier had it go off his stick and out the center ice. Rochester flips it back in. Cantonese goes back after it, number 88 for Team Rochester. They battle for it, cornered. It's Dollar back there, along with Nicholas Sura, and the puck comes right out in front. Stroh, lucky to get a piece of that puck, and finally they dump it out the center ice. Team Rochester now with a chance. Stepping over the line, Sura, and he lost it. Forcing it out now on the far side. It's Barker, Michael Barker, with an outstanding season for Kenmore West. Puck comes back to the line. Buffalo tries to control it now. They'll try to flip it in front. That was a weird angle from our angle. And up over the top of the net. Here's a shot that was knocked down. Nice play there by Sierra. Bang, bang, play, score! Jaskowski, the West Seneca West veteran, who's always around the net. Tim, and he puts him on the board first.
He hit a nice corner, top left corner, Mark. Real high. He had no chance on that. And, West Seneca West with a tremendous season. Unfortunately, it came to an end against John Jay, but Chase Chudkowski showing why this team was a real threat throughout the season. And nice way for Buffalo to get on the board early with 16:43 left in the first half.
And Chudkowski gets it done for Team Buffalo. Mackey has around the net. Here's a chance coming the other way. Miller shot, save, rebound. Oh, what a great save by Stroh. And then the rebound was fired up over the top of the net.
Zachary Lee from McQuaid just missed an opportunity on the rebound.
Velasquez will throw it back in for Team Buffalo. Jaskowski back there again. He dumps it over to the far wing, but there's no one there, and Rochester pushes it out. Good action here in the beginning minutes of this game. They hit the line, and Rochester spins away the puck again. Once it's Miller. Lucas Miller lost the puck and goes into the corner. Dylan Russo from Grand Island came up with it but lost it. Miller got it back again. Russo gets it back and dumps it out over the line back to center ice. Lee puts it back in his own end and has it once again. Zachary Lee from McQuaid flipped it over. Merkley got it to number 11, Stewie. There's a shot from a wide angle that went straight through the crease. Came all the way back out the center ice. Rochester tries to make a move with it. Well, but Stewie again. Stewie looks, comes around, shoots it out in front. Nice pass there. No one there for Rochester. Stepping away now. It's number 71. Schmel puts a shot on and is deflected to the corner. Puck goes back to the opposite side. On back there. Kennedy stopped at the line. Oh, a chance for a shot there, and he didn't take it. Sampolinski was going to let it go, and so he risked it to the corner. Puck along the boards now. Steve Buffalo trying to hold it in the Rochester end. Glasgow had the puck taken away, and here's a chance coming down the other way for Rochester. Shot, score! Stewie. Connor Stewie for Pennsfeld.
Well, he just caught Nathan Stroh off guard there, and it looked like he got right over the shoulder of Stroh, and a beautiful angle that he placed on that puck. We've got a 1-1 game, and very entertaining start to this game.
Beautiful pass out front, and Stroh did not make a mistake with it.
Just over the left shoulder of Stroh, and that's a, he doesn't give you much net to work with, so to be able to put the puck in the net over his left shoulder like that, real great shot for the kid from Rochester.
All tied up at 1 apiece here with 14:30 left. And here's another chance, a shot save right on as Nuccielli from Webster Thomas High School got that quality shot in. And Timmy, you mentioned during the last game, unfortunately, we don't have an official shots on goal.
Right now I'm giving you an unofficial with Rochester at 4 shots and Buffalo at 3. And we'll try to keep an accurate tally as best as possible.
A couple of quick shots there from Rochester. So you might want to add that to your list. And an icing call coming up here against Team Buffalo with 14:12 left.
Well, the first half of this game, the first couple minutes started a little slow. Teams feeling their way around. And like you said, it really has opened up. And we're off to a good start with 14 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first half.
1-1 tie. And the draw to the left of Nathan Stroh. Buffalo wins it. Puts it around the boards, and they just try to dump it out over the line, and they do. Rochester brings it back in. Chance now, they flipped it toward the net. That was Kelly trying to do something with it. Comes back to the point. Long wrist shot, and that fired him just wide of the Buffalo goal. There's a tripping call coming up in our first penalty of the game. And I believe it's going to go to, let's see, number
73, perhaps.
It's right in front of us. I think it's a single-digit number.
Yep, he's going to.
No, it's number 6. Connor Mentel from West Seneca East. Going to take our first penalty of this hockey game.
Oh, yeah, you could see he gave the referee no choice there. It was right in the referee's vision, and if he didn't call it, it would have been a bigger mystery.
So on the power play goes Team Rochester. Phillips has it at the point. Flipped it over right point. There's a shot that was deflected and immediately spinning around and gutting it down the ice. A nice play there, Shadkowski for Team Buffalo. So Review holds it behind the net, and here come the Team Rochester. Power play. Phillips flips it across the ice, and taking it away just like that was Ethan Yoder. Yoder rubbed out on the boards, and Team Rochester tries to get reorganized, but it's pumped back out the center ice. Nice play there.
Right away, Mark, you could see the speed and size of Ethan Yoder, and he's really an exciting player that came through the system this year with Kenmore West having another successful season, and Yoder was a huge part of that.
Puck shot back down into the Rochester end, so we'll have to try to get started all over here again. 12:48 remaining in this half. And still this power play effort for Team Rochester. They tried to get something going. Pumped and taken right away. What a nice play there. Spinning around and dumping it right back out. I believe it was Ryan Hahn. Number 22. We're going to be calling his name out a lot tonight. There's a chance now for number 27. That's Dylan Russo. He took it away. There's a seconds count down here in this power play advantage for Rochester. Team Rochester slowly moving out of their own end. They finally get up to Grant Dowler. Dowler back behind the net. Dowler with it. Looks, spins, gets it back to the point. They spin around the other way. Koch with it now. Koch looks. Oh, nice pad save there from Stroh. Big rebound, though. Long shot and another nice block. Dylan Russo comes up with it. Oh, tried to headman it and just missed. Crozier. Cameron Crozier almost walked in all alone, but the puck never got to him.
Nice job by Buffalo to hold very few, one shot on that power play so far for Rochester, and they're now free and clear. We're even strength.
And coming back down is Velasquez with it now. Velasquez dumped it. There's a chance there. Glasgow missed most of the puck with that weak shot that went way wide. Puck goes to the corner. Team Rochester comes out and hits the center ice line. They dump it in. That's 22. Zachary Lee back behind the net for Team Rochester. Joined by Miller back there. Now they work it back to the point again. Puck just taken away simply. And this is going to be a icing call going up against Team Buffalo here.
Well, Mark, as this game goes along, and I'm starting to think about the seasons that the Western New York teams had, and I know Rochester had some success, but it seems to me that the Buffalo, Western New York area just had a really good year for hockey once again in terms of how they competed in the state playoffs. And these seniors on these teams here today for Buffalo, the Western New York squad, a lot of these kids had some really good playoff experience throughout the year. And I'd have to say there's an advantage just in that alone with the level of talent that they've had on this team.
Puck put back behind the Team Buffalo net. Fergus goal from Bishop Timon fed it out to center ice. Looks like it's going to be a delayed offside call here. And then finally they're going to clear it out themselves. Rochester will, but then they ice the puck. So Team Rochester called for icing here with 10:17 remaining in this first half of play. It's a 1-1 tie, Tim.
Well, you know, we saw Scotty Bowman in the entry at the beginning of the game dropping the ceremonial puck, and you mentioned about some of his amazing statistics over the years, and to win record 9 Stanley Cup championships, just an amazing feat. I don't think it'll ever be duplicated, to be frank on that. Who else could really match that kind of number?
Tremendous statistics over the years for Bowman. They'll put it in the corner. And that's a great Scotty Bowman quotes coming up for you in a little bit. Redding in front. There's a long shot. Never got through. Rebound goes wide as well. Tip to the corner, but look out. Here comes Rochester. They break out. Greifke comes in with it, and he's taking off the puck. That was a nice play by Redding. Buried to the boards. It's been not too physical of a game here, but starting to loosen up now a little bit. Both these teams, Rochester in the dark blue. Ooh, nice give and go move there, and a nice save on Stroh as he was not fooled by Jack Schrifke of Penfield.
Well, Schlifke, what a beautiful move right around the legs and a little dipsy-do for a tall kid, showing tremendous stick ability. You look for him to have a factor in this game, what we just saw there.
The puck face-off won by Rochester, but they didn't do much with it. They still control it, though, in the Buffalo end. Some good hard work there from Rochester. Stroh was ready for that weak shot and never went near the net. And Buffalo comes away with it, and they just tip it out. Now they've got some numbers themselves. Crozier flips it up on the left wing side. Yoder with it. Yoder back. Nice pass there. Sedek up front. There's a shot. Oh, and he missed it wide. Number 14, Michael Barker, what a beautiful opportunity.
Rogu with a nice glove at the end.
Oh, there's a looping shot. It scores. He beats him with a high flip shot. It was a knuckler. Must have broke about 3 feet, and it burns Rogu. What a play. And where do you see this highlight, Tim?
Well, that thing floated in the air for a good 5 seconds, it seemed as though, Mark. And
Hahn with the goal. He floated it in. It was looked like a good old-fashioned curveball. Here's a great angle on it, and it just lost speed. It was unbelievable.
I don't think I've seen a goal like that all year where, it was over everybody's head, and the goalie may not have even had a look at it. It could have been, quite frankly, screened on that play.
Ryan Hahn of Kenmore East puts Team Buffalo up 2-1.
You might see that on the top 10 plays of the day, ESPN, if you tune in. That's what a remarkable goal.
It was. Now, Team Buffalo still has the puck. That's Dylan Russo spinning around. Now it comes back to the point. There's a long shot. Oh, right on. A nice save there. Sampolitsky let it go. He's got a boomer, and he has not let it go in this game, but that was his first good chance there. Team Buffalo scoring a very weird goal. We're talking about that one for a while. As Rochester tries to retain the possession of the puck back in their own end, they'll spin around and try to pump it back in. Once again, stood up at the center ice line. Team Buffalo playing some pretty good defense as Sampolinski goes back after it with Hahn. The puck comes right down on front, and Stroh was right there with the pad, made a nice save. It's still loose in front, and now they finally blow the whistle. And now we got some pushing and shoving going on. What a save by Stroh, Tim.
A little friendly pitter-patter going on there, though. I don't think much of it.
Exchanging pleasantries?
That's it. You know, the Rochester team obviously frustrated to be down. Number 17, Nicholas Sura for Aquinas, having some words with a couple of the Buffalo players, but things are all settled here.
That's Phillips back at the point. Sent it over to his defensive partner. Took the shot that was deflected to the corner. Rochester comes up with it. Now they're hustling again. Think about this team, Rochester team. There's no quit on them, that's for sure. Shredel lost the puck over. And there's Sierra now. Sierra, look at a shot right on. There's another shot on goal for Team Rochester. Nice save from Nathan Stroll. 7 minutes even left here. 2-1. Team Buffalo in front, Tim, and it's been exciting first.
It sure has. You know, you think about both these cities, Buffalo and Rochester, both have hockey, and
we have a new goaltender in there. Isaac Sweet from Geneseo's in the game, number 31. So Sweet comes in to replace Rougeau. There's a chance in front. Look out. And Rochester gets it back to the point. Phillips, long wrist shot. That was blocked. Never got through. Puck goes to the corner. Dowler gets it back, and there's no one back there to stop that puck from going out over the line. Sarah chased it back for Team Rochester. Puck back at center ice. Gun right back into Rochester zone. No icing call there. Phillips back behind his own net. Spins it around, and puck comes out over the line. Mental couldn't hold it in. He's going to flip it across the ice. And Zach Mecca's going to try to go after it. Puck was taken away. The puck came right back out the middle. Mecca took a shot. Here's a chance back to the point. Long shot. Wrist shot right on rebound. And what a save there. A pair of saves from Isaac Sweet. We had to be quick. Make two great saves right there. Puck comes back to the point again. Menzel let that first shot go. And the puck came back out over the line on it.
You have 5 minutes, 44 seconds left to go in the first half. And what's been a great first half, we've got shots at unofficially 8-8 for both Rochester and Buffalo. As I was mentioning, Mark, though, what's cool about these towns is that they both share major hockey. You know, the Rochester Americans.
Right.
A lot of these kids can go and watch the games. And, of course, in Buffalo, we've got the Sabres. Although they may not be at the top of their game right now, it's still the highest level you can get.
On the draw, Rochester wins it. They're going to send it into Buffalo territory up over the line. There's a long shot deflected. Never got toward the net, but came all the way back out. Lee holds it in. It's pinched out, and Michael Barker took it away. Oh, he tried to backhand headband a pass, and that didn't go through. Puck goes all the way back around the corner, and then Mitchell's going to fire it up, and that puck is also taken away from Gilbert. Rochester and Buffalo here. Team Buffalo with Michael Barker. Shoot, scores! Michael Barker, number 14. Saw the far angle, and we've seen him do that a few times this year. Tim, he's got a great low hard wrist shot.
Well, not just the shot there, Mark, but Michael Barker putting on a beautiful deke to get himself that space to make that wrist shot happen. And the move that he just put on shows that there's a reason he's in this game, and there's a reason he's looking to be possibly the MVP of this game. With moves like that, he certainly made his mark.
Better chance for Yoder, and that shot right on. Sweet had to be quick to make that stop. So I don't know if you can blame Isaac Sweet coming in called off the bench, and now wholesale changes from both teams, obviously. Yeah, what a play from Barker.
Absolutely. You mentioned Sweet getting into the game. Both teams with three goalies. It'll be interesting to see how, they use these goalies throughout. We saw in the last game, one of the goalies for Rochester made a quick entry and a quick exit. We'll see how that plays out for both these teams tonight.
Rochester with a chance now is drop back behind the net. They'll send it back out to the point. Long wrist shot. It's blocked. And now it's Dylan Russo on the run. Russo cutting in. Russo puts it up. Oh, and he's nailed from behind. He went flying into the goal post. The goal comes off. It's boring. Dylan appears to be okay. He missed a couple of games this year with the rough tumble style player, and he appears to be okay.
Well, and I know they don't want a lot of, over physicality in this game, but it is good to see a little bit. It's hockey, and you have to play this game at full speed, and sometimes you're going to have that kind of play, and it's entertaining hockey. We've really had a great first period. We got 4 minutes, 18 seconds left. Buffalo's up 3-1. A lot of goals for one period right now for Buffalo. They've got about 10 shots on goal, 3 of which are in the basket.
Now an icing call coming up on Rochester. So with 4:04 remaining, the faceoff comes all the way back down to the Team Rochester end. Isaac Sweet from Geneseo came in off the bench, had to make a couple quick saves, and then gave up a goal, but he hasn't looked too bad considering he hasn't had any warm-up. Here we go on the draw to his left. On the draw and lost it. A chance for Velasquez, and he lost the draw there. Twifke puts it right out in front. Oh, with came shot right over Stroh, and there's a good chance there for Team Rochester.
Stroh using that butterfly style and to great effectiveness.
Stewie had a chance, and that puck was blocked and knocked back all the way down in the Rochester end, and actually to call that icing against Team Buffalo.
One of the things about Scotty Bowman, Mark, he suffered a fractured skull while he was in the minors due from a slashing penalty. You just wonder if he would have not had that fractured skull, would he have had the remarkable coaching career he had, and what his career have maybe limited his coaching career. So the fact that he was able to get into coaching so early is part of what makes him that legendary coach he is today.
Rochester took a shot there, missed it low. There's Phillips with another chance. There's a chance in front. Bang, bang, play, score! And a nice play there. Spencer Nitzielli from Webster Thomas.
Well, Buffalo with a lapse there, allowing a few Rochester players to get inside that crease, and the defense is going to have to be a little tighter in order to maintain this lead. You cannot allow that kind of presence in your own crease.
These players are way too good, Tim. I agree with you. And when you give a player a great chance like that, he's going to take advantage of it probably 99 out of 100 times. What a nice play there. Stroh had him, was down and out, and there's not much you can do there, but you're right. There was a defensive breakdown for Team Buffalo. So it's a 3-2 game, 5 goals in this first half. There's a chance now on a wrist shot, high shot. Oh, we're just over the top of the net as Glasgow missed, but not by much. There's a chance, comes right back to Glasgow again. Glasgow feeds it over, and the puck comes off the skate, or excuse the stick of Schmiel on the far side, but it's held in at the point.
Well, you got to think some of these kids, it's going to be their last big stage of hockey, and they certainly are making their mark tonight.
Team Rochester just simply tries to flip it out. They flip it all the way down the ice, and that's going to be icing against the Rochester team. 2:32 remaining here. 3-2, Team Buffalo up in front, man.
Well, we were talking earlier before the game, too, about how the kids have the opportunity to use the main stage here, the KeyBank Arena, the NHL ice. It's just a great way for a lot of these kids to finish their high school careers. Some of them may be going on to college, but for those that aren't, what a memorable way. And I believe they're going to be able to keep their jerseys as well, Mark, with the names on the back, and maybe wear it out on a Saturday night.
2 Buffalo players collided badly to the back of the side of the Rochester net, but they're okay. Going back after Zach Mecca, back behind the corner. Puck still free back there. Mecca, he's roughed up a little bit now as they start to throw the body around Dowler, who's been involved in a couple of collisions here in this first half. They try to poke it out off the boards, and finally they do. This Team Buffalo gets a chance now, turning around with it. Number 48. Cacciatore from Mag Wheatfield. There's a chance. Bang, bang, play in front. Oh, what a stop from Sweet. What a play there. Great play.
Chris Cacciatore with a nice, beautiful setup.
There's another shot, another save by Sweet. He's looked sharp here. He's given up a goal. He's looked pretty good. He makes another stop on a long shot. There's about 4 quick shots on goal for your shots on goal meter.
Well, Mark, thank you. I had to tally a couple there.
Oh, there's Nathan Stroh comes out and cuts down his man. That was a nice play there from Stroh.
The key word is unofficial. shots on goal. Right now we have it at 14 for Buffalo and 9 for Rochester.
That was Cannonese who broke in all alone on Stroh and had a great chance. Now here comes Miller for Rochester. We're inside 1 minute to play here in this first half. Team Rochester is trying to put on the pressure. Some great stops from Sweet. Here's Yoder. And Ethan Yoder, that shot went off a leg, went back out, and Miller stopped it. There's Barker trying to steal it back away with 40 seconds left. Time for one last rush here for Rochester as they hit the line. Rochester tries to control it in the corner. Barker's over there trying to push it out any way he can. Yoder's trying to help him out, and finally they're going to flip it out back to center ice. Inside 20 seconds now in this half as they whip it around the boards. Sevlowski and Hahn out there as the puck is brought all the way back down and it's hit with a high stick. They didn't whistle that down. Referee's letting that go. They've only called one penalty here. Hahn has it, gets over to Barker. Barker with 3 seconds left, tries to put it in front. Oh, he did. There's no one there. And that's how our first period is going to come to an end here. 3-2, Team Buffalo in the lead after one half of play, Tim.
Well, it's a great first half of hockey, and in the words of Scotty Bowman, who has one time said the goal is too small and the goalies are too big. I don't know if that's holding up to be the case with 5 goals in the first period. And although Nathan Stroh is a big guy and he isn't what makes it look to be a small goal, he's given up 2 in the first period and first half rather. But what an entertaining half of hockey. It will be interesting again to see how these goalies share time in the second half. And Rochester certainly fought back in that first period after they looked like they were down, and they had a pretty stiff test. You know, they had to either show up or they were going to get probably shut out of the building, and they decided to strap up and go to work, and they were able to claw back, and they're down by a goal. So look for the second half to be real exciting. You could see, though, the level of talent for both these teams. We knew watching a lot of these Western New York games this year, the talent that was on this Buffalo team, but the Rochester team has really impressed me as well. And like we mentioned before, Jack Schlifke, a couple other kids that are really
Dower had a good
I was going to say Dower, absolutely. And
Zachary Lee.
Some real standout talent and just the skating, the puck handling, the vision on the ice. It all is really on stage tonight, and they're able to use the big stage for what might be a potential future for, you know, whatever they decide to do with their careers after this game. Some of them might be going on to college hockey. Some might try to find a profession in hockey, and that's a beautiful thing about this Bowman Cup. It gives them an extra opportunity to either advance their careers or just have one more opportunity to be part of the game.
Timmy, how about the goaltending of Isaac Sweet? Comes off the bench, and there was a sequence there where he stopped 6 or 7 shots in a matter of 30, 40 seconds.
Well, and they weren't just – they were quality shots too. I mean, he had to really show a great propensity to save the puck because he had hard shots on him. He had trick shots coming through. You know, we saw the deke that, you know, he gave up a goal that was just a tremendous goal by Michael Barker.
Right.
He just made a tremendous move on him. But other than that, he's really settled in nicely. And Buffalo's had a lot of shots on goal, so he's had his work cut out for him.
And on the other end, Nathan Stroll from Grand Island flashed a little leather, too, and made some nice saves.
Well, and, you know, you're going against All-Stars. You're going to give up goals, so you can't beat yourself up when you give up a goal, especially the goals we've seen. These weren't cheap goals. That's something that you're, I guess, not going to see as much in a game like this. Although the one knuckler was really an interesting goal. I mean, that went over every player's head. And I question whether the goalie even saw the puck go through, because it was very unique in that sense that the thing floated in the air, and it seemed like it was getting more higher, like a pop fly almost type of shot.
And then just the bottom just dropped off.
It was really cool. And I'd love to see, they've been showing replays on the big board. Love to see him put that one up again as well.
That was Ryan Hahn, and that puck almost came out of the zone. Hahn flipped it up. It went up in the air, like you said, Tim, and the bottom just broke out of it. It ended up in the bottom part of the net. It was just an amazing goal.
And just for $5, folks, you can see these types of action-packed plays. We've got a lot of seats left in this arena that are waiting to be had. So
you got that right.
There's hot chocolate, there's popcorn, and
hot dogs,
and an opportunity to enjoy the big-time stage. And these players are really putting on a show.
All right, well, you're listening to the Bowman Cup here on YouTube, WesternNewYorkAthletics.com. Frank Wolf, the producer here. And who's on camera again?
We got Josh Pullman, the Canisius sophomore, who's making his debut here at the KeyBank Center. He's also a participant for the UB Bulls football program, and he's given us some good insight that
he has.
Looking forward to another fantastic season by the Bulls. What did you make of that change of the guard? We lost a big member of the basketball community this week, unfortunately. Nate Oates is on to bigger and brighter things. Did that come as a surprise to you at all?
Well, I was very surprised considering he just signed a nice extension to stay at UB. But you know what? When the big schools come calling, to me, that's what it's all about. And University of Alabama, I'm sure, made him a generous offer. Nothing came out specifically about what he's going to be making the next couple of years, but I'm sure it was well within the seven-figure range.
Well, and you figure they paid a $750,000 buyout that Buffalo was able to at least get some money off the deal.
Right.
But no amount of money can really replace what he did what he did for the program, right. And his mark will hopefully have reverberations that they can continue on that right direction. But the search is currently underway, and hopefully they can find another quality applicant. But, Western New York in terms of UB, and you've got Niagara now in search of a coach. So I guess they're looking at Beeline, from what I understand, from NCCC to be a potential replacement for their head coach in the men's basketball.
I believe he just signed with NU last night.
Oh, he did sign.
Yes.
Excellent. How about that?
Yeah,
so that's a great move. And, those are tremendous bloodlines. Obviously, his uncle didn't get the job done last night, but that Texas Tech team certainly looks like they could be in the hunt for a national championship with the defense they play. And the kid Colbert, I believe his name is.
Tremendous defense from Texas Tech. And while we got a chance here, Michigan State up 32-17 over LSU. And it's Auburn up by 1 point, 21-20 over North Carolina. Both games in play right now and in their first half. Later on, of course, it's Virginia Tech and Duke, and Houston takes on Kentucky for the nightcap at 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, the Big Ten, they felt they were snubbed somewhat during the selection process, not being able to secure a one seed, in particular Michigan State.
Right.
With Purdue winning last night, Michigan State looking good today. They've found their way into the final Sweet 16. A few of these teams have been able to produce, and I think it just shows you sometimes a conference may be overlooked throughout the season, and you can never overlook the Big Ten, in my opinion. It's a physical brand of basketball and athletics. So you've got that combination, and I'm not taking anything away from the ACC or the SEC, but the level of physicality, you still see it on the Big Ten schools, and it's a cool thing to know that there's a contrast in styles between these big conferences. And these final games will certainly show that who has the mustard, and sometimes it's just who's the hot hand shooting it. But this was the first year that I can remember, Mark, where the Sweet 16 did not land a small school.
Right.
You had a 12 seed with Oregon, but they're a Pac-12 team. And
we were lucky enough to see some Pac-12 action this a couple of weeks ago. Tim, me and you out in Vegas. It's great to see a tournament.
Absolutely, and you get to see a team like Oregon early on, and they were a 6 seed just in the Pac-12 tournament, so they had to play on the first day of the games, and they obviously overcame a lot of obstacles to get to where they are, and just losing by a small margin against a tough Virginia team last night. Remarkable season for them, but real interesting this year because there is not one small school in the Sweet 16, and that does kind of take a little bit away from the tournament, if you ask me.
It does.
And no doubt about it, you've seen good basketball, but I don't know if you caught any of the Duke game last week. I know it was on during the same time as UB's game, but at the end of that game, just a heartbreaking way to finish. You had their tall guy, tackle fall for UCF, taking the last charging foul, which allowed Williamson Zion to get to the line, and free throws will let them to win the game, basically. And that was a real critical call. Some people argued it was maybe a charge, maybe a block. Regardless of whatever it is, Duke lived to see another game, and you lost that potential Cinderella story there. But Taco Fall, how about this guy? 7'6", one of the tallest men in the world.
Right.
I got to see him when he was a freshman. I went to the conference tournament out there in Orlando, and as they're taking the court, I didn't know anything who he was. I didn't know they had a 7'6" player, and I'm watching the warm-ups. I'm just thinking, this guy's really tall, man. I didn't know how tall, but 7'6". Imagine that.
Well, it's been some great basketball action, that's for sure. It's been a pretty good tournament, and of course the game's underway, and Michigan State's still holding a 36-19 lead. And Auburn up now over North Carolina. It's kind of a surprise. North Carolina, 5.5-point favorite here, and they're down 24-20.
Well, you know, Bruce Pearl, he brings a lot of intensity to that game, and if you ever watch him during a game, it's amazing he doesn't have a heart attack on the court, because he immediately, he's like a boxer getting into the ring. He's got to build up a sweat before he even takes the game. But he's really a character to watch on that court. But he's had a storied career. You know, he had some controversy while he was in Tennessee. That ended for him there, and he ended up finding his way, resurrecting back into the SEC, and made some big-time inroads right now with Auburn.
Well, both teams making their way back out onto the ice as we switch back over to hockey from basketball. But nice to take a couple minutes off, talk about the tournament. But we're back out for the second half of this game. That's right, second half, 2 22-minute halves for what is going to be basically the Scotty Bowman Cup here at the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. The weather finally starting to change. Well, maybe not for so good, as we got snow coming up here in the next couple of days. Hard to believe, but spring will get here sometime.
Absolutely. And you know what a nice opportunity for these kids, though. 15 years this Bowman Cup has been in play, and the chance to be on this big stage. Just would like to also thank our sponsors before we start this second half. We've got Paul Wolf Insurance, the Wolfman. We've got Scroy Financial, and also Logistics Plus. So if you're joining us on YouTube, /WNYathletics.com, pay a visit to these sponsors. Good people, family-owned businesses, and they'll treat you right.
So 3-2, Team Buffalo in the lead with goals from Chase Shatkowski, Michael Barker, and Ryan Hahn. Doing the job for Team Buffalo as Lancaster coach Kevin Miller calls the Team Buffalo squad over to in front of the bench. They're all getting riled up. Ready to go. Let's see where our goaltenders are going to be for this this half here.
As we're getting ready to see that goaltending, looks like for Buffalo, we're going to have Jake Hutchinson from Hamburg.
Yep.
Mining the pipes, and number 31, Isaac Sweet, will make his way back.
And why not? He made some sensational saves and really kept this Team Rochester game in the game.
Some of these guys, Mark, this is going to be their last hurrah for organized hockey, this last half of hockey here.
And on the draw, Rochester wins it. I'll gun it in. It's Stewie with it. So there's a shot. Oh, that might have just grazed the pipe there, I believe.
Couple shots now to hit the pipes for Buffalo and giving them some fortunate bounces.
Dylan Russo lost it over at center ice. Rochester. And Russo ran it back down again. Nice play there from Dylan. Just golf it into Rochester end. Player I have not called his name very much tonight, and that's Anthony Skoma from Lancaster, number 28. He has been out on the ice, but he hasn't done much with it. Rochester now going to get it out of their own end on a fresh ice surface there. And it's going to be gunned right back out of play. Russo threw it up along the boards. Velasquez was with him. But, Russo had the puck Spun around off his. That hit a skate right at center ice, and back comes number 88, Cantonese. Puck goes in the corner. And right now, a little slow, sloppy play here, Tim.
Well, they started out the first half slow. This half, again, is starting slow, but I would expect this to pick up very nicely. The game, compared to the junior game we saw earlier, these teams have a little more fluidity and playing a little better as a team for both Rochester and Buffalo. Right now, we've got shots on goal unofficially. Rochester 9, Buffalo 14.
Now Rochester just tries to bring it out and put it up in front of the net, back behind, swinging around behind the net. It's Kosh with it. Michael Kosh got it over to his teammate, one of his teammates, and a long shot there, never got through. And Jake Hutchinson laid the lumber right in the middle of the goal crease there. So they're starting to get a little chippy here. Puck being brought in. Number 2, Ryan Mitchell. And the puck in the corner. There's another stick down there. And Rochester comes up with it. Puck still loose. They're going to try to flip it along the boards, try to get it out any way they can. They can't get it out that way. There's a race for the puck to the other side. And a chance now for Team Buffalo. A chance coming in there. Oh, my. There was, man, I just mentioned his name. Anthony Scoma had a great chance, and the puck went off his stick. Coming back is Merkley. What did Merkley scores? Charlie Merkley from McQuaid came right in on Hutchinson and beat him clean.
Charlie Merkley, smooth as silk there. Just a little 1-2 with the step of the puck, moved around.
Oh, nice
top
shot.
right corner, and there we go, 3-3. This game is going to be big for bragging rights. If Rochester wins both the junior and senior division of this day's events, we got some serious bragging rights on the end of the year here.
What a play by Merkley. Made it look easy and ties this game up 3-3. And Team Rochester coming right back down to get a shot. Say score! And I thought it hit the goalpost. It didn't. It's Hayden Feck. And from the Pittsburgh High School, Feck scores.
Well, that puck seemed to pin puck around the posts there. And it was looked like a couple deflections, and then it found its way past the crease line.
It happened so quickly. There it is, up off. It might have just grazed the goalpost, but he beat him. And quickly, Jake Hutchinson has given up 2 goals here within 30 seconds.
Not the start you want if you're Jake Hutchinson.
So Team Buffalo has the puck in the Rochester end.
Well, Mark, we saw the Rochester team pull their goalie early when he gave up a goal. Will you see Buffalo? They obviously haven't pulled him, but if he gives up another one, you're going to have no choice, I think.
Blocker save there from Hutchinson. That was a nice play. Korleski is the backup goaltender from St. Mary's, the only one that has not been in the game yet for Team Buffalo. So there's a chance on a give and go. Blast is out in front. There's another shot. Oh, they never got through. And here comes Team Buffalo on the rush. They just try to dump it in. Can't do it. Being held up at the line. Team Rochester's really picked up their defense here in the beginning moments of this first or second half. Here's another chance cutting in. Oh, a beautiful opportunity there for Nicholas Serra. He couldn't connect. Puck goes back to the line. Brennan Himes from Pittsburgh put it in the corner. Puck is still loose. It's popped out in front. And Team Buffalo just simply clears it back to center ice. 18 minutes left here in this final half of play here.
Player to watch in the second half is Zach Mecca. We didn't hear his name called that much. He's had a tremendous year for Orchard Park. Let's see if he can make something happen here in the second half.
Shot from the point, and he never got it off. That was a great opportunity for Hames. That puck was thrown in back behind the net. It looked like it might have been an icing play. There's a wrist shot, long shot, and what a nice save there. Fergus Gold from Bishop Timon let it go, and a nice save from Isaac Sweet.
How sweet he is. He's certainly keeping this team alive, and now they've got the lead. Makes you wonder strategy. We talked a little bit about strategy with goaltending in this game, playing only 2 halves. Do you put your best goalie in at the first half or the second half? I'd have to say Nathan Stroh on the year would have been the top goalie for this Buffalo team, but they chose to play him in the first half against the second. I don't know if that would have gone with that particular strategy, Mark.
Rochester throws it back in, and Puck taken away at the line. They poke it back out. Yoder had a chance there, missed it. Puck shot back in again. Stewie put it off the boards. Michael Barker back there, and there's Mantel throws it back over to the far right side. Team Buffalo trying to make a move here. Conor Crozier goes in front. There's a play in front. Oh, and another nice save from Sweet. He's played outstanding here in the few moments that he's had.
Michael Barker again with a beautiful opportunity for Buffalo, but Sweet making his mark and been a real brick wall there today.
There's another bang chance there for Team Rochester, and Hutchinson had to come up big there. And now some pushing and shoving to the right of the Team Buffalo goaltender.
Oh, Mark, you never want to see that in the game. This roughness, this physicality.
It's only hockey.
Play nice, guys.
It's an all-star game, for out loud.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you
now we got some more shoving going on back at the blue line.
You know, I'm a firm believer. Sometimes you see a little bit of a play like that. It can spark a little energy on your team. And maybe that's what Buffalo needs, you know, just to mix it up a little bit, what they just did there. Let's see what team, if they have a little extra pep in their step here now.
Once again, Rochester wins another draw, but Team Buffalo is going to bring it back out. And here they come as they hit the line. And once again, another nice defensive play at the line as Dylan Russo spins around, just throws the puck back in their Team Rochester zone. Rochester flipped it up over the center ice line. Ryan Mitchell back there for Team Buffalo, and they get it out. Russo flipped it up to his man, Velasquez. And there's a trip right there in front of the referee. No call. There's a chance now. Bang, play, score! What a nice play there. Merkley again with a goal. And that was a beautiful play. Wait for this replay. That was a gorgeous goal, Tim.
Well, and he was set up really nice. I'm not sure the number or the player who set him up, but looks like number 15, Lucas Miller of Victor, with a beautiful setup there.
Oh, my.
And, you know, unfortunately for Jake Hutchinson, this has not been his night. I do believe it would be time to make a change.
And they have
16 minutes left to go in the game.
Right.
You know, the kid had 6 minutes so far to show his skills, and
has not looked good.
Yeah, I don't think it's really it's an unfortunate thing that, you know, he has to give up that many goals in a short period of time here.
And the puck goes back into the Team Rochester end as Team Buffalo's given up 3 straight goals and has given up this lead. They're down 5-3. Puck goes back in the corner, Sepaliski. And the puck came right out in front. And now Team Rochester's really picking up their heels and going after every loose puck. Bradley with it, and he spun it back out. They couldn't get it back out of their own zone. There's a backhand chance. Skoma had a chance with it. Anthony Skoma missed another opportunity as he tried to feed it over to a teammate. Lee brings it out for Rochester. Lee down the right side boards. Lee cuts in, put it out in front. Oh, that puck went right off the side of the net.
Nice kick save there by Hutchinson.
He's come up with a couple of big saves.
What's interesting in the second half, though, Mark, is that the Buffalo team is not really looking too sharp here. They dominated what I thought was the first half, and for some reason they cannot find much rhythm right now.
There's Himes, threw it out in front. Back to Gillert, back over to Himes. Himes looks, nice pass there, shot. Oh, and a sharp save there. Flashing leather was Hutchinson to make a big glove save, and once again, some extra activity after the whistle, Tim.
Well, good job on the referees stepping in, but obviously frustrations are high right now for this Buffalo team, and they certainly do not want to allow the momentum around the crease for Rochester, which they've been able to really penetrate that in this second half.
On the draw, they battle for it, and pushing it out over their own line was Team Buffalo. And Tal Brooks brings it back and drills it into the Team Rochester end. Stepping up now, it's Skilla. Had a chance. Flipped it over on the far side, but it was taken away. Right up the middle. 27, it's Quinton, and he lost the puck back in his own end. Himes back after it for Team Rochester. Buffalo feeling the pressure now, picking up the pace a little bit here. Cacciatore had a chance for it. The Wheatfield representative flips it out behind the net. They try to golf it out in front. Still loose. There's a shot. Oh, a nice save there from Sweet. He's made some great saves, and that was another one.
Well, Zach Mecca with a real nice wrister there that, like you said, Sweet just made a great stop again. He's been tremendous in this second half and late in the first half, as you mentioned.
They couldn't get it out over the line, though, and here comes Team Buffalo with a chance. Cutting out right behind the net. They'll throw it back to the point. Mentiel, the long shot, that was blocked, never got through. Kick to the corner. Fergus Gould had a chance. They swoop it in front. I think Sweet made another great save. Mentiel with it again. He's going to throw it back out, and they lose it, and it's thrown back down the ice. Will it make it far enough? It will. It'll be icing against Team Rochester.
Well, that previous transition of plays there, Sweet had his head pop up, looked like his neck snapped back there. But if you watch the way he plays goal, Mark, he's very compact in there.
Right.
He uses the spacing well, and just looks like a tremendous player to watch as they go forward. I'd like to know a little bit more about his future in the game, if he's playing anywhere else. I'm not sure of, but it looks like he's certainly capable of playing at the next level.
And the puck is brought back out to center ice. Team Buffalo needs a goal, and they need one badly. Down 5-3 here with 12:45 left in this hockey game. Puck shot back down, and it's not going to go far enough for icing. Getting back there in time was Zach Lewis. And I'll just throw it out over. Down the right wing side now, it's Michael Barker. Barker cutting in. He scores! Michael Barker with a monster goal for Team Buffalo.
Well, he got that one through the 5-hole, Mark. He just willed his way in there, and he jammed that right through between the goalie's pads there. What a beautiful shot.
Oh, great goal. Michael Barker, we've seen him do it so many times this year, has just a knack, Tim, right around the net, and he's got a great touch and soft hands.
Well, we knew right away from the beginning of this game he was going to be one of the best players to watch on the ice, and he hasn't let us down.
5-4 now. Team Rochester out in front, but the lead down now to just one goal. Michael Barker scored 2. Now here's a chance for Tchaikovsky cutting in. Backhander, just missed the target. As Sweet didn't give him a lot to shoot at. Puck back. Tchaikovsky back. He flipped a nice pass in between the legs. Almost found his man there. Goes back behind the net. There goes Velasquez after it. Velasquez looks. He puts that on front. The King popped right out in front again. Dylan Russo had a great chance. That's a great line. They'll flip it back in. Rochester. As Hutchinson spins it around off the boards, and here comes Team Buffalo once again. Velasquez with it. He's just going to golf it in, and they're going to make a change. Dylan Russo makes some contact with Sweet as he went by the goaltender, and things are getting a little chippy here.
At the 11:28 mark, we have a great game. This game has turned out to be a real dandy, and Buffalo fell asleep a little in the beginning of this second half, and they've come to life recently.
Puck in the back in the corner, so to go back after it's number 73, Gould. Flipped it over. Mentel was there on the opposite side, and fortunately for Team Buffalo, got it out over his own end. Here's Anthony Scioma, Lancaster Legends product. Goes back behind the net. Scioma with it. Scioma looks, tries slipping off the back of the net, lost it, and it's flipped up and out of play. And, of course, no delay of game penalty there in high school, but there probably should be. We've seen that a few times this year, huh?
That's right. And, as we reach the 10-minute mark roughly left in the game, we got 10 minutes, 49 seconds. We still have 2 goalies that one for each side has not had an opportunity in the game yet. It'll be interesting to see if and when they do go in.
Scioma off the draw, shot it, and Sweet was sharp to make that save. And now the puck is fired open into the Team Buffalo bench out of play with 10:38 left. You're right, Tim. You got 2 good goaltenders. One of them, Kyle Karolowski from St. Mary's. We saw him play a few times this year. He's an outstanding goaltender. Right now, he's on the bench.
And then you have for Rochester, Cameron Kuzniar for Rush Henrietta. And both those goalies, I'm sure, would like to have an opportunity to finish this game, and we'll see if they have that chance.
Cacciatore had a chance. The puck's still loose as they bang around back there. Three or four players hit each other back behind the net. So some good action here in the last couple of minutes.
This really has been a tremendous game. Like I said, we had a little bit of a lull by Buffalo in the beginning of the second half, but they've come to life.
Long shot fired in there, and Ryan Mitchell from Williamsville East let it rip. And Sweet, again, flashing leather, making a nice stop.
Getting a little bit of everything in this game. You've got the fancy dekes. You got some big-time slap shots, some great goaltending. You know, for $5, we keep harping on it. You know, come on out. It's not too late. We've got one more game, folks.
Off the draw, Cacciatore gets it back to the point. Mitchell's long shot. Oh, and it's deflected up out of play. So they'll do it all over again.
And I have to admit, I'd be lying to tell you if I knew the shots on goal. I'm no longer going to be able to give you the unofficial tally, but I would guesstimate it to be pretty equal at this point.
But Isaac Sweet has been the story here from Geneseo. He's made some sensational saves as Team Rochester enjoys this 5-4 lead. Off the face-off. Brought back out is Mitchell again. Mitchell, oh, he was trying to feed his man there. That was Redding from St. Joe's. Just missed it. There's a chance now. Mecca shoots, he scores! Mecca, number 23 from Orchard Park, does the job and ties this game at 5.
Well, that was a name we were waiting to hear, and he's come up in a big way, Mark. Zach Mecca with one of the best seasons for Western New York hockey players this year.
Oh, he didn't make a mistake with that shot.
Stepping up when the team needs him most. And
wow,
what a way to finish this game with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left. We're tied 5-5 and what should be a tremendous finish to the Bowman Cup.
Michael Barker ripped it high off the top of the glass. It almost went out of play. He gets it back again. Barker in the corner. He's got 2 goals. Barker spins. Barker looks, tries to get it back to the point. No, he comes right out front. Oh, he shot it and just missed the target. Sweet had to be quick there. Puck goes back behind the net. They'll chase it to the other side. Ooh, sticks are up, and Barker's got his stick up against his man, number 27, Quinton. Back comes the other way. There's a big hit from behind, and then he let that one go.
Cam Crozier with a beautiful hit.
Puck shot back out to center ice. And Buffalo starting to put the heat on now on this Rochester team. They really picked it up here. Barker with it now. Barker steps up over the line. Looks, waits. Was trying to feed it over number 77. That's Yoder. And he just missed him. Barker has it along the boards. Barker back to the point. Long shot from Hahn. And that didn't miss by much. Big Ryan Hahn from Kenmore East. One of the tallest players out on the ice. That's for sure. He's like 6'6", I believe. Puck shot back in, and Barker goes back after his man, and he nailed him. Barker with it now, comes up, shoots, scores! Barker gets the hat trick. Michael Barker of Kenmore West does the job and puts Buffalo back out in front, 6-5.
Mark, I don't think you're going to see a finer play in this entire night. You got the physicality of the forecheck, laying the lumber, controlling the puck.
Here's the hit.
Exerting his will to get in another beautiful goal and make it 3 on the night for Mr. Barker.
What a great play there. Michael
Welcome
Barker.
to the big time.
You got that right. And he's got to go to the next level, that's for sure. Michael Barker, it's been fun to watch him play all year long, and that's why. 3 goals tonight, a hat trick. The puck goes back in once again behind Sweet. No move made to replace Sweet. That might be sticking with him here in the last 8 minutes of this game. There's a chance now. There's a puck that spun back out. Gould had a chance with it, missed it there. They try to pin it on the boards to keep it in again. Rochester now looking to try to break out of their own end. They're back on their heels a little bit right now, this Team Rochester team. There's a play at the line. Russo just missed a golden opportunity to cut in there. That would have had numbers. Gould back with it, number 73 for Team Buffalo. He's being chased. Gould being swept down there. No hook or nothing called there as Russo went back, got it over to Tchaikovsky on the opposite side. Couldn't get that out, and they finally get it back to the point. Rochester looks, shoots, a long shot, never got through, and Gould gets it up along the wing and out of his own end. He'll push it right back in, and look out. Oh, Benchiel Got lucky there. Oh, and what a chance there for number 88, Cantonese. He had the puck go off his stick here. Right back to the point. Shot. Oh, what a nice save. Block save
Nice
from
block by
Velasquez.
Michael Velasquez. West Seneca product.
Mentiel with it now. He looks flat. Oh, he hit his man. That was Dylan Russo, and Russo missed the puck and then grazed the goalpost. Pushed the puck or the net off its borings.
Well, Mark, a little forecheck and never hurt anyone. And that's been really the story and the change of this game in the second half, because Buffalo's made a point to become a little more physical. And I do believe it started back when they had the interferences around the crease.
Right.
There was a little bit of interaction between the teams, and I think that woke Buffalo up a little bit.
6-5 with 6:45 remaining here in this hockey game. They throw it back out. And Rochester has had their problems controlling the puck. They've been throwing a lot of passes away, and Buffalo's been taking advantage. Team Rochester now just flips it up. It's going to go all the way, and Hutchinson has to make a quick decision there what he wanted to do with it. They got lucky there. That's Phillips takes it away now. Phillips cutting in. He's got a man beat. Oh, he shot it right over the top of the net. And a chance coming the other way now. As Glasgow went back after it. That's Lewis now with it. Zach Lewis from St. Francis. He lost it. There's a chance now for number 11 for Team Rochester. That's G. Gets it back to the point. Long shot. Oh, right on. Nice save. Hutchinson looking sharp here in the last couple of minutes.
Absolutely. Some credit really goes out to Jake Hutchinson, who's settled in. He's had some adversity, and great to see the kid rise to the occasion right now and holding a lead 6-5 with 5 minutes, 45 seconds left.
Team Buffalo moved their way out over the center ice line. They'll throw it in, and they're going to call him on an icing call, and boy, that was icing by about a foot. So it's going to come all the way back into the Team Buffalo end here, Tim.
Well, you know, if I'm Rochester, I think I'm going to call a timeout here. I know it's an all-star game, but if you're a coach, you want to win this game. You know, you play to win the game, and right now I think Rochester would be well served to have a little boost and, you know, a little berating by the coaches.
Zachary Lee got it back to the point. Long shot. Another nice block. Cacciatore, I believe, blocked that one. And he did. Bradley, another long wrist shot. That's blocked in front. Oh, a chance there for Lee, but he didn't flip around on the backhand side. There's a long wrist shot. That didn't get through. Puck comes right out in front of the net. And fortunately, it's Cacciatore from Nagaweefield there to dump it in for Team Buffalo. And once again, it's going to be another icing call, I believe, against Team Buffalo.
Well, and what's been a real tremendous pace to this second half is now slowed down considerably. And that's probably to the advantage of Buffalo, although they're going to be, again, in their own zone, which you never want to do that. But overall, just a nice way to see Buffalo come back in the second half. We still got 5 minutes left, though, folks.
Off the draw, and Team Buffalo wins a big one. Cacciatore has it now. Number 48, left wing. Cacciatore throws it in. Couldn't do too much with it as Redding came up with it. Flipped it over, and one of the Rochester defensemen were there. Feck, one of the goal scorers for Team Rochester, flips it out the center ice. Feck gets it back. Feck makes a move, and Ryan Hahn says no way. The big 6'6" defenseman stepped into his man. Hahn is going to flip it back over to Sempolowski, who's had a quiet game here. He's got a big shot, but he has not been able to shoot much. Here's a chance now coming the other way. It's Redding cutting in. Redding, and there's going to be a penalty here. Redding, the puck is still free. They haven't whistled it down yet, and now they will. And now some more pushing, and now another shot, and we've got some action now. There has been some chippy shooting, and now it's Gould.
Fergus Gould making his name known, well known now right now. He gave an extra push. I don't know if there was some acting on the Rochester player, but nonetheless, the chippiness is evident. And, you know, I can't help but think this is probably putting a little smile to Scotty Bowman's face. I mean, this is hockey, Mark. You want to see the game a little, I mean, you want to see sportsmanship, don't get me wrong, but as long as it's kept in check. And this game, for the most part, has been well played. So you're going to have frustrations when you got a game that's right in the balance with 4 minutes to go. You know, these kids want to win bad, and, you know, they're showing it on the ice. And I'm sure it's given Scotty Bowman not just I don't mean to put it in the context of just the chippiness, but the game itself has been a great game, and Scotty's got to be a big fan of what he's seeing. One of the famous quotes he's had is high sticking, tripping, slashing, spearing, charging, hooking, fighting, unsportsmanlike conduct, interference, roughing. Everything else is just figure skating.
Well, that's Mr. Bowman for you, but a foolish penalty by Gould because Buffalo was going on the power play, and they got suckered into that at center ice. Well, yeah, Buffalo was going on the power play, and Gould took a penalty as well. So we have a man in each box. That was a bad penalty by Gould that he took at center ice. They're definitely getting the man advantage, so now they're playing back. It's still 5 aside, so we have 2 men in the box. Gould's one of them, and I did not see the player for Team Rochester that went in.
And Cram Krujner right now is in for Rush Henrietta behind the pipes. Looks like Kyle Kuraleski still for St. Mary's has not entered the game. We'll see if he does make it in. But there's been a goalie change for Rochester with Cam Kuzniar for Rush Henrietta now in the game.
So here's Buffalo trying to make something happen, but Team Rochester comes back with Lee. Lee down the right side. Lee floats a nice pass in there, cutting in front. Oh, what a great chance there for one of the Rochester players. Back comes Barker, who has 3 goals. Barker lets it go. Oh, screen shot. A nice save there from Kuznar. They had to be sharp with no warm-up. Team Buffalo keeping it in the corner. Yoder gets it back to the point. Hahn's long shot. Oh, another nice save there. That's how with it. There's a shot that goes right through the crease, and Hahn can't get there, can he? Oh, he falls down, took a shot, and now they come over and try to nail him. He's along the boards. Yoder comes over. That puck is still underneath Hahn.
Well, I think Hahn might be a little bit winded or just a little ailed on that hustle, and he hit the boards pretty hard, but he did a nice job to freeze the puck there and stop the play, so he'll have a chance to get a breather.
2:54 left here. What an exciting game. 6-5, Team Buffalo up by a goal. We had a couple lead changes. We've had some scoring, too. A lot of it. 11 goals here, Tim.
Well, and you know what? These are good goals. They're not cheap goals. These are quality goals, and the goaltenders have actually played well, so it's kind of a misleading number. But like Scotty Bowman mentions, statistics are for losers, he said. So yeah. Who knows whether that holds true today in a day and age of analytics. But I'd like to ask Scotty that. Would he still feel like statistics are for losers?
I don't believe so. I got to disagree with the coach on that one, especially when a man like Wayne Gorski made his mark in the NHL. Team Buffalo throwing the puck back and forth here. Rochester comes up with a chance. Oh, knocked down there. A great chance there for number 11. Stewie had no chance there. Spinning around with it. Zach Lewis from St. Francis lost the puck. Puck along the boards. Kalski's there with it as well. And there comes Lewis. Lewis hits the center ice line. Lewis up over the Rochester line. Lewis still with it. Lewis digging away, but lost it. Coming back the other way is Feck. Or excuse me, Marlock with it. Threw it back over on the opposite side, and here comes Team Buffalo. Velasquez threw it in, and Rochester moves it out.
With 1 minute, 41 seconds left in the game, Rochester has to make something happen quick here, Mark.
Wow, quick shot there, and what a save by Hutchinson. The Hamburg goaltender started out slow. There's a chance poked in front of a nice give and go play there, almost connecting with Schofield. There's another chance. Long shot. Oh, great save. Hutchinson, another save. And
Hutchinson with 2 major saves right there. The second looked like he didn't even quite see where the puck was going, but he was in the right place at the right time, and real key to holding on to this lead for Buffalo, Nate Hutchinson.
Now
Jake Hutchinson, sorry.
The Rochester goaltender was going to make a move to the bench, couldn't do it, as there's another chance there, kind of in front, and now the puck comes out, and he should make a move now, and it looks like he'll stay right there as Team Buffalo has control of the puck. So the Rochester goaltender's hamstrung. He can't go anywhere. Finally, he plays it himself behind the net. He might make a move now. That puck is right back behind the net. Team Rochester having all sorts of problems as Anthony Skilma from Lancaster almost picked the pocket there of Bobby Bradley. Puck goes free for a second. Connor Gilbert gets it out. And there goes the goaltender finally with just 18 seconds left. It took him forever to get out of the net. Oh, a great chance in front. And now a long shot. And Hutchinson, that puck was ripped out of play with 9.8 seconds left in this hockey game.
Well, John Glasgow for Bishop Timon had a nice move to get that puck away from the crease area, and then Rochester stole it back with another shot on Hutchinson. All the credit to Hutchinson. You know, I was a little hard on him early in the second period. I would have possibly considered taking him out. Credit to the coaches, Kevin Miller of Lancaster, Don Prea of Grand Island, Rob Rozak of Ken West. That's why they're behind the box and I'm doing color with you, Mark, because they obviously knew what they were doing, and really a key decision in that game, though, to keep him in the game.
We're showing some of the great highlights here in this game, and there's a couple of great scores. Here comes the Barker goal. What a great play there from Michael as he cut right to the net. Didn't make a mistake. Mecca came back on a beautiful wrist shot himself. That took the lead, and here's the game-winning goal right now is Michael Barker. Laid a big hit on the boards, took the puck, stuffed it in, and it's a 6-5 Buffalo lead here with just under 10 seconds left.
All I can think of is I'd like to see another period or half a play. I mean, this game has been so entertaining. You've had a little bit of everything in the game, and they've really treated the fans that are here that paid the money and ate the popcorn to a wonderful, entertaining night of hockey.
Well, here we go. 6-on-5 for just 9.8 seconds left. Empty net for Team Rochester. On the draw, they win it. There's a chance. Shot from number 14, Merkley, who's got a goal. He ripped on a pie over the top of the net. They tried to move it along the boards. They battled for it. It's all over. And they once again push and shove, and now we got action down in the corner again as they mix it up down there. Referees are trying to get in there and break it up. Their tempers are starting to flare again here. And now referees are trying to break it up. It's Merkley's involved down there. And he got his helmet off his man down in the corner. Let's see who that was. And I believe it was number 22. Or was it Mecca?
Well, number 14 for Rochester was in the mix, Charlie Merkley, who also had a great game today. And it looks like now tempers have subsided. The celebration begins for Buffalo, and for Rochester, they'll live to see another. Some of these kids, their career may end tonight, and you can understand why the frustrations were high. This game was just intensely played, and it was well played on both sides. Neither team should hang their head in this game. Just a tremendous night of hockey.
Well, we're going to have a handshake at center ice, so this should be interesting because these two teams really went at each other here, especially in the second half. 6-5, the Buffalo Seniors victorious here at the Key Bank Center.
And Scotty Bowman has made his way back to the ice area, and he's going to look to be presenting an award as his own cup here. So it's good to see these guys are now shaking hands, and it was a well-played game. There's no need to extend it, in terms of any ill will or bad feelings. The game's over. Both teams should be extremely proud of how they played. They left it all out on the ice tonight.
They sure did. We want to thank our sponsors once again, Paul Wolf Insurance, Logistics Plus, and Scroy Financial. Plan, protect, and invest. As we had a great game here, our Bowman Cup game for 2019, 6-5, Team Buffalo winning it here at the Key Bank Center.
And once again, thanks to Josh Pullman working some magic on the video, as well as Frank, the Wolfman Wolf, man in the operation boards.
Put your headset on, Frank. We got to have it. What'd you think of this hockey game, buddy?
I heard Wolfman Wolf, and I woke up.
Woke up? Goodness gracious.
Think about the Bowman Cup. They only play the 2 periods, so it kind of throws everybody off. It throws me off.
It did.
But
there's some great
second period. I mean, a lot of goals, and this building hasn't had a lot of goals scored in it this year, especially in one game. So
it might have been as many people here tonight as there was last night. However, There comes Scotty Bowman.
Look at Scotty Bowman. Is he drinking the fountain of youth right now? I mean, the guy looks 65, Mark.
He does look fantastic, doesn't he?
Isn't he 65?
He's 85.
Oh,
85
Scotty,
years of age.
call him Scotty De Leon. He's found the fountain of youth.
Wow. Scotty Bowman presents his own trophy.
Just a real cool thing. And this is
Michael Barker, the most valuable player here with the hat trick.
Absolutely.
Well, Michael Barker, a Kenmore West Blue Devil, so, you know, I'm a former
proud.
Blue Devil, so.
I know you're proud. We
I'm
saw
sure
a lot of great games with him this year, huh?
I got to go look for his father down there after a little bit. I got to go do some interviews post-game and that, but you guys are doing a great job. 2 for 2, great calls. We've been getting a lot of subscribers on our YouTube page, so thank you very much.
Just a real pleasure to be here, and thank you for all the people that have tuned in to the YouTube's /WNYathletics.com. Just a real cool environment tonight with Scotty Bowman in the building. It makes it real special. This is something you'll always remember, and Frank, I'd just like to thank you for inviting me to share in this opportunity tonight. It's been a pleasure to do this game with you and Mark and Josh.
No problem at all. No problem at all. We'll start a new stream just a few minutes before that third game. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you in just a few moments on WNYathletics.com.